Welcome to Elk Shape YouTube channel, another Q&A, number 14. I'm Dan Staten. I'm going to attempt to answer some questions. If I use your question here, hit me up. I'll get you something elk shape related, hat, t-shirt, sticker. Email me questions, elkshape@gmail.com. Also, today's Elk Shape is brought to you by Caribou Game Bags. These guys are out of Colorado. Make the best synthetic game bags on the market. They're original gangsters. If you use cheesecloth, that stuff stretches and you'll get dirt, debris, fly eggs, whatever in your meat that you worked your butt off for. So get these game bags. I've tried them all. These are the best. Same ones that like Randy Newberg uses. We got a discount code of 10% off. And here is the code right here. This bad boy is gonna expire in a week from this time this comes out. So you better hustle. Thanks guys for doing that for the subscribers. That's a brand new partnership and I'm excited about it because that's the high quality game bags that you need and they're lightweight. Get them in your bag, check them out. So without further ado, let's answer some questions. Okay, so this is from a guy who actually lives in Spokane. He is a CrossFitter. He's never killed an elk. I don't think he's ever elk hunted, and he sent me just a bunch of random questions, so I'll kind of just rifle through them. This is for Patrick. He says he's pretty intimidating for a newbie. He doesn't know where to start. He doesn't know where to find elk on public land, where you can hunt, where he's allowed to hunt. He's tried to do some online scouting, but it's hard to know where to look. He's also interested in doing the Elk University, Elk 101 Elk University. He's thinking probably rifle, but he knows that he's got a bow and it might give him better chance. And so he also, his last question was like, what's faux pas for him to ask on hunting forums? Like, is it okay to ask for help and where to hunt and stuff like that? Are guys willing to give information? So let me work my way backwards. Patrick, if you're brand new to a hunting forum and you're like, yo, hey guys, where do I find elk? Where do I hunt elk? Where can I kill an elk? No one's gonna give you any good information. The longer you've been a member or a contributing member to a hunting forum, the more guys are going to share with you. If you're just one of those guys who's brand new to a forum, don't ask for honey holes right out the gates. Personal messages is the best way to get nuggets of information, so you can put in your post that you'd love some help. Tell them maybe the why behind you're brand new, you're in good shape as you are, I know, and you're just total newbie, don't know anything. Please, please, please point me in the right direction and say that personal messages are a great way. People are willing to send them to you. That's where I would start, but maybe contribute and be on there for a while before you ask for such detailed information about specific units or specific places people hunt. Your next one was like Elk University. I actually have not done the course, but I did send the link to my dad. I wanted my dad to take it. I don't know if he ever did. I don't think he did, but it's got to be a great resource if Corey Jacobson's behind it. So I would strongly encourage you to invest in yourself. If you don't have the time to put in the field and gain experience firsthand, then you better do it behind your computer screen. Also, you asked you don't know where to hunt or where to even look for elk. So a couple things you can do. Log on to GoHunt.com and become a member. 149 bucks for a year, and then you can pull up a state and you can pull up filters like over-the-counter units. That means these are places, Patrick, that you don't have to draw. You can just unlimited amount of tags that you can just buy. The next thing is to filter like success ratios. You can filter bull to cow ratio. You can basically find areas where other people are being successful and there's good elk densities. The next thing would be become an elite member of onX Maps. You can do this with your mobile phone. You can also do it from your desktop. You can log into your account. I think you can have up to 3 states at one time, and you can pull up all the public ground information. You can see where the private is, and you'll have a darn good idea of what your access points are, and that's a no-brainer. Your smartphone should go with you nowadays when you're hunting. You can cache maps offline, use your GPS from your phone, and you can know if you're hunting legal places or not. The next thing is Google Earth, and you can pull up Google Earth and you can fly over the area. You can go 3D. You can put in areas like you can find sunshade, where the sun rises, where the sun sets. You can discover your north-facing slopes, and you can do that as a tool in Google Earth. as well as mark where to park your truck. You can mark waypoints that you want to check out. You can even download those and put them into your GPS. That's a great idea. So tools of the trade, using technology, onX Maps, get that membership. GoHunt.com, get that membership. Google Earth, get good at Google Earth. You can spend hours upon hours learning a unit from your desktop. Those are your 3 best ways to start learning elk areas, and then obviously have some courtesy or etiquette in hunting forums, and use the web. The World Wide Web is a great, powerful tool for a brand new elk hunter. I hope that helps you. Good luck 2017. Patrick. This next question kind of piggybacks off what we just talked about. Cody Britt out of Dallas wants to know, what GPS system do I use? If I use a GPS system all the time to help me get into random places that I think no one would be, do I just look at a map and go for it? GPS system he's willing to get instead of maps. No, you know what? I would get maps and I would use a GPS. I have a Garmin Oregon. I like that one, or the Garmin Montana, a little bit bigger screen. I put the onX Maps chips inside the state I'm going to. I know where I'm hunting. I know if it's private, who owns it. And I use the GPS to mark where my truck is, where my base camp, where my spike camp, where a wallow is, where I made the shot, where I recovered the animal. I use the GPS chip all the time while I'm elk hunting. I keep a lot of AA lithium batteries, and I keep my GPS on all day, tracking where I've been, and I can really use it as a tool for success throughout the hunt. I do like old school maps as well. I order a lot of my topo maps off the Rugged Maps website. I spend a small fortune every year on maps, on units that I think I may hunt. I like having an actual tangible map in front of me. I study maps all the time. Even in places that I know really well, I'm constantly looking for the lay of the land, topography-based maps to find funnels, saddles, ridges systems, and drainage systems that are gonna hold elk, where they're gonna bed on the north side, where they're going to feed, travel, water, how can I get away from other hunters. So I use a GPS and real maps. Check those out. Get a GPS, bro. It's going to help you elk hunt. So thanks for the question. Brody Bell wants to know if I have any tips or strategies for late season elk hunts, like must-have gear, binoculars, size, spotter, location elk, mapping the unit. Brody's from Arizona. Okay, so Arizona late season elk hunt, I've only done 2. I've killed 1 bull, and I almost killed a bull in my first year. I would say that, let's just talk about glassing in general in Arizona. I think there's a lot of roads in Arizona where I've been. There was not a ton of wilderness, and so as far as like backcountry, getting away from people, kind of wasn't part of the deal. You can hike about a mile off the road and beat a lot of people, beat a lot of traffic, but I used a glassing system where I carried right here, just the basic binos, 10x42s. These are Vipers from Vortex. These are the ones I use, just glassing from hand. But I like 20x50s or 15x50s. The 20x56s, excuse me, are Kaibabs. Must put them on a tripod, and that way your field of view is locked. And then you use a gridding system, and you look big first, and then you look small. Also, when your binos are on a tripod, you can catch movement a lot better. You're not moving, so if an animal is moving, you'll pick that up. What I mean go from big to small is grid, real big, real quick, and then go into small detail where you just lock down that bino on the tripod, and then you move your eyes and you just cover every little twig, branch, stick, bush, looking for that animal that's bedded. Obviously, you need to have some intuition as far as where an animal would bed. You need to kind of know to look under shade. Where's an animal going to bed down based on the topography, based on the time of day, based on the time of season, and what the animal is doing. For late season, I could always set up shop. If I didn't find any bulls in the morning that I want to go after, I would go and find a nice big canyon and look down in, and I would mainly grid big into all the shaded areas, trying to pick up animals, which is not easy to do, but that's usually where you're going to find the animals, is they're going to be in shade. And then that late morning, midday, when they want to rebed, the sun's moving, the shade changes, animals get up, they'll feed a little bit, stretch, and bed back down. Glassing all day in late season Arizona elk hunting is pivotal, and that's how you're gonna find elk. So I ran a spotter as well, the big Vortex spotter, basically to inspect what I saw. So if I could pull up a bull, even in the Kaibabs, the 20x56, I could throw a spotter on there and zoom in tight, get some phone scope footage and really pick that animal apart and see if it's something I want if I'm trophy hunting, or look around and see if he's got other homies with him hanging, as far as other animals that could pick you off. Is he in a good spot? What's the wind doing, and what's the time of day, and what's the best way to approach the animal? So I ran 10x42s, 20x56 Kaibabs, and then a big 80 spotter from Vortex. And it's a lot of weight plus the tripod, but it's worth it to me to be able to hunt all day and be on animals. I hope that helps with your question, and good luck in 2017. All right, last one is from Tom. And he is from New Jersey, and he says he listens to my Q&A videos like a podcast while he's driving to work, and he's really digging what we're putting out. And he has a question about a backcountry camp location. He's going to be hunting in Idaho in a specific unit. I'm not going to say, for the 15th through the 25th. He's been poring over maps, and he keeps reading the elk bed on the north-facing slopes, and they feed down the drainage bottoms in the evenings when the thermals are pulling up, and head back up to bedding in the morning when the thermals are blowing down. My original idea was to get up high, but now I'm thinking to look for a camp at lower elevation and work up with the herd in the mornings and back down in the evenings. What do you do? How do you position yourself, etc.? Great question. I think we can address this pretty quick. Tom, you're going to have a tough time finding elk in the bottom. Even though the wind's coming down in the mornings and the elk are going up, it's going to be hard to hear elk bugling in the bottom. It's going to distort where you think they're coming from. I don't think that's a good idea initially to camp down on the bottoms. I think you should camp up high, use your glass, use your ears, and try to pattern the elk or figure out their general areas where they're bedding, feeding, and then you're going to intercept those elk and you're going to come in at an angle. So if the thermals are blowing up and the elk are moving down, you're going to come in at an angle and cut them off. Does that make sense? I hope so. If your elk are in the morning and they are working their way up, the thermals are coming down, you're going to be up high and you're going to again come in at an angle, because from above you can hear and pinpoint elk bugling. You can pinpoint those auditory clues as to what the elk are doing. Once you figure them out, then you can hike down the bottom and maybe bivvy at night, and in the morning be right in on those elk and have the wind in a very good position to make a kill shot. But I don't think camping in the bottom permanently, I think that'll actually handicap your hunt quite a bit, because in a canyon or even in the bottom of a drainage when water's running and the thermals are in your favor, you can't hear as well and you won't be able to make a move towards the elk. And true, the wind will be in your favor, but you can't really figure out where exactly they're at. So I would say try to get at their level and come in side hill at them. That's going to be your best bet, or just slightly get in front of them and be delicate with the wind. Start high, then work low as the hunt progresses and you figure those elk out. I hope that helps. Guys, this is Q&A number 14. Thanks for watching. Take advantage of that special offer code from the Caribou Game Bag guys, and keep training hard, and we'll catch you on the next one.